Good morning, everyone. This is Aditya Sethia from the PGPM batch of 1921 in Trichy, and I'll be talking about the Indian economic policy relating to the manufacturing sector employment in India. India's manufacturing sector activity owns about a 1.6% share of India's GDP, and the government aims to increase it by 25% by 2022. As per Labour Bureau's quarterly report, the manufacturing sector added an estimated 89,000 jobs in the second quarter of 2019 to 20, and a record that was set from earlier measures, and it has been bettered a lot since then. And as per future growth, we think that it will go even beyond this amount. So clearly, the long-hailing sector is headed for the revival. So since the introduction of technology, the manufacturing sector has been in a letdown, and finally it is coming back to its feet. Global aerospace giant Boeing recently announced plans to hire 1,500 more engineers to drive digital innovation at its engineering and technology centers in Bangalore. So this basically shows that the IT that was going to replace the human power in India for the employment sector is not affecting a lot of Indian jobs, and many people are still being hired to operate the machinery and for the expertise and knowledge that they have. Then the second example is Siemens, a German engineering major, which plans to hire 4,000 people over the next 2 years. So Siemens is another company which is primarily based on research and development, and it plans to use the human resource of India to improve the digitization drive in India. Then we have our own company, Tata Steel, India's largest private sector steel producer. It has reportedly already hired 100 fresh graduates over the past year as it looks to diversify its product portfolio, support expansions and acquisitions, and in the current year it plans to hire 700 white collar executives and 500 blue collar workers more. So FDIs are coming in, and that is helping our country to get employment in the manufacturing sector from the outside, but as well as the foreign companies, there's our Indian companies which also support the same impact, and they plan to employ as many people as possible to for their growth and as well as the country's growth. Then there's another company, Vedanta, which has even more aggressive plans. Despite the sterilite copper smelter shutdown in Tuticorin, the diversified miner aims to ramp up production and revenue by 50% in the next 2 years. So it's heading for a very aggressive growth path, and that basically requires a lot of human resource, and that will eventually lead to uh, more hiring, and that will basically lead to more employment in the manufacturing sector as these guys exist there. It has increased its headcount by 2,000 in the previous fiscal, including fresh engineering and management graduates. This company is basically hiring educated professionals for their manufacturing sector jobs, because even though IT has come in, educated people are required to direct the machinery towards the required goal, and these graduates and undergraduates are the key to that motive. The country's leading wind turbine manufacturer Suzlon Energy too is seeing a 24% uptick in hiring, while indirect job creation has grown up to 31%. So another example of the same thing. Recruiters expect the local automotive industry alone to see an addition of 20 to 30,000 jobs in the year of 2019 to 2020. We saw that increase, and automotives are another area where IT was going to take over, but still the employment opportunities for HR has been great, and it's still been working out. The demand for special skills and more professional talent has grown by 11%, and this includes specialized digital transformation and innovation heads for the manufacturing sector. So, the skilled and professional talented are the people who are educated in a particular skill or particular technological talent. So, in the manufacturing sector, these people are hired so that they can uh, help the machines to reach their specific goals, and that is how the whole growth is directed towards in this industry. The bottom line is that the government expects the manufacturing sector to create 100 million jobs by 2022, propelled in part by the new industrial policies in the works currently. So the government is already predicting a lot of human power being introduced into the manufacturing sector, and that will obviously lead to a lot huge employment growth in the manufacturing sector. And these growth elements will be directly targeted at the IT sector, the secondary area manufacturing sector, and also the service sector. So the manufacturing sector is basically the machines are being introduced into the sector, and that is why these machines were earlier thought to be taking over the jobs of the humans that are involved, but instead they are complementary to the humans involved, and actually humans with a particular level of expertise are required to operate these machines, which will further lead to an increase in the jobs in this sector. Thank you.